Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's your boy Kendog. Welcome back to next YouTube video. Today is day 12 of 12 days of Kendog. It's Christmas Day, not Christmas Day actually, but we have a special interview today. We got Jake Witt back on the channel on Christmas Day.
Heck yeah, I'm glad to be back.
But how you been?
I've been doing great. Yeah, enjoying the fall. We're getting a bit of snow now, so we can get doing some winter stuff here in the UP, but it's been I've been doing great. How have you been doing?
Good, good, good. Got my final grades back today. We're
Nice.
recording on
Okay.
December 19th.
Yeah,
But yeah,
you happy with them?
yeah, I got three A's and a C.
Nice. Good work.
What was your grades looking at Northern?
They were decent. Yeah, I always focused on my studies quite a bit, so I always tried to get some good grades there.
That's good. But yeah, let's talk about how did draft day like? Last time we talked to you, it was days before the draft, days before the draft. But how was draft day like?
Draft day was fun. I was downstate. I was at my uncle's house. I had my friends, a couple of my best friends. I had all my family they were all there, my aunts, uncles, grandparents, stuff like that. And we were just hanging out. There were about 50 of us in the basement of my uncle's place watching the draft. I knew I wasn't going to get selected in day one or two of the draft, but day three was kind of where I thought I might get selected. So we had the party on day three, which was Saturday, and the whole day I was getting calls from coaches and scouts and stuff and general managers saying, we're going to try to get you here and we have three picks in this round, right? We're going to try to draft you with one of
Hmm.
these. Then they would trade away the picks. I'm like, oh man. Um, right. And then it got into the seventh round and coaches were calling me to say, we're going to try to select you here. And then there were some coaches whose team didn't have picks anymore in the seventh that they were kind of calling and saying, this is the offer we're going to give you if you go to free agency, if you get go undrafted. So
What teams were they looking at you?
I had a good amount. I mean, I would say through the whole thing, almost every team had contacted me. And as far as the teams that had wanted to, I know like the Bengals said they potentially wanted to draft me with their picks after the Colts had and stuff. But there were teams when the Eagles were hot on my tail, stuff like that. There were a good amount of them that day, and it was all kind of a blur. So looking back, I don't remember I don't remember it all. But
Because I remember, because I'm a Packer fan. I was like, it was like literally pick afterwards. You got picked it when the Packers drafted a guy that they never used.
I know it's funny. I actually went to the same pro day as that guy, that running back. That Packers drafted the pick after me from Central Michigan there.
What's
So it
he
was kind
doing
of
these days? You know?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I didn't know him too personally. I met him at the pro day. I trained with one of his college teammates, and then I played with a couple of his college teammates with the Colts. So I kind of knew of him, but never talked to him personally.
Well, yeah, it's like that was interesting. Like, how did like draft day? You got the call. Then what did you do? What happened then?
I got the call. I hung up the phone. I told everybody. We cheered, and then you get the call about 5 minutes before it shows up on TV. So then we were waiting. We saw it go over the TV. Immediately after that, I hopped on and did a media interview with the Colts. That's what they do for all their draft picks immediately after they get drafted.
They
So I
send
did,
you like a Zoom link or something like that.
yeah, yeah, it was a Zoom interview. There were probably five or six media members in the call. We did that interview and then we went out and I just hung out with family. A bunch of people were messaging me on social media, texting me, calling, saying congrats. I was trying to get back to them and then, yeah, just trying to hang out and take the moment in. And then I woke up the next day and I realized like, okay, it's time to actually get to work now. And it kind of
Oh
hit me.
yeah.
It hit me at
Then
that point.
then what happened? Like, is it a couple days after it starts rookie camp?
Yeah, yeah. So that was like the draft. I got drafted on Saturday, and then I had to be down there the following Friday. So I
Not
went
many
back.
days to go from Upper Michigan to Indianapolis.
No, yeah, I went back up to the UP for a few days. Got my stuff ready. I went down to rookie mini camp then, which was Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Well, we checked in on Thursday, so it was Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Did that rookie mini camp. Then I got a week off where I came back up to the UP, got the stuff I wanted for the summertime down there because then I was down there, going to be down there for about 8 weeks after that. Went down. We had the off-season program with the rest of the team. That's where we started to, I met all the veteran players and the guys I was going to be teammates with and stuff like that. And we had the off-season camp, and then we had a month off before training camp where I was back up in the UP at that point.
What was your favorite player? Like, if you had to pick a player you met on the ride to back to playing football in Indianapolis, who was your favorite person to play with?
I mean, all those guys, obviously great players. There's a bunch of nice guys on that team. I was pretty close with Michael Pittman. He's a big fisherman. He's my locker buddy too.
Really, Michael Pittman. I think I'm one of my fantasy leagues.
Yeah, he's a cool guy. He's a fisherman. He would fit right in the UP. He likes that kind of stuff, fishing, hunting. So we got along, and it just happened that his locker was right next to mine too. So we talked a lot. There was a guard center from Indiana that I was close with. He comes up north and fishes every summer. So we fished a lot because we ended up both being on injured reserve that year too, which kind of allowed us to form a better friendship. I mean, all those guys were cool. I don't know if I could pick a specific one, but those two guys were probably the closest because their interests aligned with mine probably more than most guys.
But yeah, how did like speak of the injury? How did the injury happen? Like,
Yeah, it was just training camp. It was third or fourth day of training camp. Non-contact injury. I just planted my foot and injured my hip. Nothing that it was a serious injury, obviously, but it was something that they wanted to get surgery to repair. So we got the surgery then about a week after that. And from there, it was just all recovery and rehab for me up until I could have been cleared probably in November, but if you're put on injured reserve before the start of the year, you're considered an active player, active injured reserve player, and that also means that you can't be taken off of injured reserve to, get back to the active roster for
that
playing.
is a stupid
So,
rule.
right, yeah. But now this year they actually have a rule where I think it's five. There's a certain amount of players they could put on IR, but designate them to return. So I could have probably been one of those guys the previous year, but they didn't have that rule in place at the time.
But yeah, how did they go like did you go every game? Did you go on road trips and all that fun stuff?
I didn't go on road trips. They didn't bring injured guys on road trips, but I was on the sidelines at every game. I was in all the team meetings, at all the practices. I was doing everything, that everybody else was doing. I just wasn't able to play and I wasn't able to travel to the away games because they just figured, we're not going to be playing anyways. And usually when you're recovering from a surgery, they don't want you crammed up in a plane,
Yeah, in a
stuff like
s-
that. So they
in
kept
a-
us back, but that whole year, I got the experience of being on the sidelines at all the home games and being through everything. And it was a great, great learning experience, especially, I mean, football wise, but outside of football too.
what was your favorite experience the whole time on the sideline of last year?
Man, that's a good question. We had a lot of fun games. I mean, we were we were 15 yards away from making playoffs, so it was a good year, especially in, you
Oh yeah, I
know,
was watching that Texans versus Colts
yeah,
game last year. I was watching
yeah,
on ESPN as on Saturday
yeah,
night.
yeah, that was the big rivalry game too, AFC South, and that was a stinger. That game was tough, but I mean, we had so many great memories. I would say sideline wise, it was just cool being able to be on the sidelines and see all the players. Obviously, I'd met all my guys from my team, and I was cool with every single one of them, but it was just still surreal, being able to be on the sidelines and then being able to go up to after the games and shake guys' hands that you've watched on TV for 10 years, and
Is there any guy that
after
really stuck out to you when you shook someone's hand on the sidelines?
um, I didn't shake his hand personally, but Aaron Donald I mean, I was right there with him, and he's obviously might be the best defensive tackle ever, one of the best defensive players ever. So it was kind of cool to be able to see him. But I mean, after a while, it becomes just realize that's your job, and every guy there is basically just like you know what I mean? And you just realize you're all like-minded, and it kind of disappeared, like the kind of thing where you're super excited to meet somebody what you would consider famous as an athlete. Like when you're at those ranks, it is surreal at first. It's exciting, but then after a while, it just becomes second nature. You realize they're going through the same thing as you, and it's still cool. It just is different than at that point.
Okay, let's talk about how's the off season like between 2023 and 2024.
Yeah, so we finished up in January. Um, I just stayed down there a few weeks. I trained at our facility gym. I just lifted with the strength coaches, and then I went down to Florida for a week. I went fishing down there. We basically, when we're off in January, we don't report back till I think it's mid-April. So we have a few months off. So I went to Florida, fished, came back up. I went to the UP then for a little while. And then I went to Hawaii for a week for a trip with my family. And then after that, came back. I was in Indy for about 3 weeks and
Did
got
you come
ready
up
for
for your
the
sister's graduation?
what? Oh, I did. I actually did. I was up there. Yeah. She graduated. Yeah. And I was up there. Yeah, it was a good graduation. That was when we were actually in our off-season program already because we start mid-April with that off-season program. So rookies come in, later than the veterans, so that we would start, and then the rookies came in about a month after us. But yeah, I came up for the NMU graduation.
That was probably fun seeing your sister graduate just like you graduate from Northern.
Yeah, it was fun. It was nice to see her graduate, and it was fun to see a lot of people and catch up with a lot of people from Northern there too.
Then what happened? Like the off season happens, and then you had the OTAs, you had the mandatory workouts. Like how's those things
Yeah,
this year?
so the off-season program is, I want to say it's might be 15 weeks. I'm not, or 12 weeks, but basically the first 2 weeks, so you can only do lifting. You can't meet with coaches. Then it's lifting and meeting with coaches for the next 2 weeks. Then it's lifting, meeting with coaches, and you have about 30 to or about 45 minutes per day, 3 days a week, where you can go on the field and do non-contact practicing stuff. And then the rookies come in, and we have about 8 weeks at that point, 6 to 8 weeks, where it's actually that's what they call OTAs at that point, where we can go out and we can practice with limitations, not full out practices, but they're about hour-long practices and go out there, perfect the playbook. Yeah, and then we got done beginning of June, mid-June at that point, and then we were off for about 5 weeks, reported back for training camp at the end of July.
Did you like the off season workouts this past summer?
Yeah, they were really good. I liked them a lot. It was nice just to be able to bond some more with the teammates and do all that kind of stuff. And they're great workouts. And plus, you're only there for 2 to 3 hours a day. So you get to hang out, do that, and then you get to go back and just do whatever you want. It's still summertime. They're not trying to beat you up too bad, but it's still nice to get in, train hard, and hang out with your
Did you like
teammates.
your coaches at Indianapolis?
I did. Yeah, I think they're great. Especially the offensive line coach. He might have been the most influential coach for me in my career out of all sports, and not even just in the sport, but just what he taught me outside of football.
Do you like your head coach Shane Steichen?
I do. Yeah, I think he's catching some flack these days, I see, but he's a great coach. He has a great offensive mind, super smart, and I think he goes about things the right way.
And Colts do have a chance to make the playoffs this year because
Yeah,
of
they're in the
it.
hunt still. I think they might need to win out from here or something like that, but they're still in the hunt. It's been a tougher year for them this year, versus what their expectations were, but yeah, we'll see.
But yeah, let's talk about how it was like the real training camp, like full grown, seeing all the fans. You finally did a training camp. Like fans were happy to see you
Hmm.
around.
Yeah, yeah, it was fun. It's much different in the NFL. I mean, you go out to training camp, you get out of the main building, you get ready in the main building we have, you go out there, they have golf carts ready to pick you up, you hop on a golf cart, they drive you about a half mile to the training field, you get out, there's like a cool little walkway through the woods, and then you get out there and there are 5,000 fans at every single practice, which is just a different feeling. And that was a bigger crowd than I got at any of my northern games, and it was for a practice. So yeah, it was pretty fun.
And like, how was like that? Like, was it fun seeing all the fans?
It was.
Did you give them some signatures a lot?
Yeah, yeah, we did a lot of autographs. We had some fun. We did some community things with the fans, and it's always fun being a part of something where you can help somebody else, like a younger fan and stuff. So I enjoyed that part of it.
They probably enjoy you by giving them a signature because all little kids and all boys and girls that age would love a signature from a football player.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope they enjoyed it. I know I did, and it seems like they did. So that was a lot of fun.
Then what happened? Like, preseason happened. Like, what was your first? Was it like Arizona or who do you guys played first? You started?
First game, we played Arizona, we played Cincinnati, and we played, uh,
I don't remember the last one.
yeah, might have been Denver. I honestly don't remember. I mean, you just get out there and play, and I don't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, we went out there and it was fun. I mean, getting the chance to step on the NFL field and compete and play in a game was playing a few games was a fun experience, and that was kind of what I wanted to be able to say that I did the entire time. And I went to go out there and do it, and it was a great experience.
Yeah, it was Colts, Bengals, and Cardinals.
Okay,
I looked it up.
perfect.
But yeah, what was like your favorite experience playing? You got to go play on Cincinnati field plus your fields. Was that fun?
Yeah, yeah, it was. I would say the best experience was the first time, like after the first game, when I got, when I played the fourth quarter. It was that first preseason game, and it was fun. Just after the
I was
game, coming
wondering when you're gonna come in. When are you coming in? When are you coming in? Because I
in.
was watching that game.
Yeah, it was fun. Got out there, played a couple series. We scored, and that was just after the game. Being able to talk to my family and stuff after I'd played on an NFL field was probably the most fun part for me.
They didn't want to start you at all during preseason.
No, they'll save that for the starters.
Ah, but yeah. Then like your last game versus the Bengals Thursday night. How's like that? Like your last game, like ever could be ever.
Um, it was fun. I mean, just being playing on an away game or an away team's field, and they have a pretty nice crowd following too. So it was fun. I mean, your bus pulls up there, and fans are screaming at you, booing you, stuff like that. So it's just a different environment than playing at home, but it was fun.
It was not that like. Did you guys fly or drive there to Cincinnati?
We drove because that's only about 2 hours from Indy. So we just hopped on the buses and drove over, and we were there for joint practices. So we were there for the entire week.
How was that like to join practices?
They're fun, competitive. It's a much different environment than your own practices with your own teammates. Things are higher stakes, usually higher intensity, and they feel more game-like for sure.
Hmm. But yeah, then after Cincinnati, you're waiting to find out if you're gonna make the roster or not. Like, how was those days? Like leading up to those days.
Waiting game, and you kind of know where you stand at the end of it all. And I knew when I didn't get much playing time in that last game, I kind of knew where I stood on the depth chart. So I was expecting that I was going to get waived at the end of final cuts. So for me, it wasn't a huge surprise, but yeah, when it happened, it still stinks. Obviously, stuff you want to make the final team, but then at the end of the day, too, got waived. India and a number of other teams called me. They wanted me to sign back on practice squad contracts, and I just at the end of the day, for me, the risk to reward with practice squad playing and the long-term effects on my body, I just didn't want to do it. So I came back up to the UP, kind of was done playing football, and I'm super happy I made that decision because I got to go out there, do what I wanted to do, played on an NFL field, got a great financial start to my life, made a lot of great connections, but I still got to save my body from the long-term wear and tear, especially on the head. So.
Is there any way that you might come back for one more?
And I don't think at this point I'd have to be a tight end. I've lost I'm about 270, 275 now, so I wouldn't be a tackle anymore.
Wow. How much weight did you lose from that?
I lost about 25 pounds since beginning of September.
Wow. But yeah,
Yeah.
you're joining your time up in the UP again. What do you do these days? Like, how's post NFL life?
Yeah, for a couple months there I was just fishing, enjoying my time. I wasn't in any rush because like I said, I got a great start to life there in Indy, so I could just take my time kind of and give myself a little bit of free time and to do what I
But
wanted.
you deserve it because you hadn't had a break in years.
I know. Yeah, it was just constant from college sports to pro sports and many years. So I just enjoyed the fall, fished a lot, did stuff I wanted to do, and now I'm working down at the Lac Desert Health Center. I'm the new health and wellness coach, kind of starting up that department for them.
Where's that?
It's in Waters Meet, Michigan.
Oh, nice. How's like Waters Meat? How's Waters Meat going?
It's great. Yeah, it's awesome. I love it here. Love the people I work with, and it's going to be great for the community down here. I can hopefully bring Everything I've learned from nutrition and fitness and wellness, everything I've learned from playing two college sports and then professional sports and being at the highest level, seeing those people, hopefully I can bring that back to my community here and kind of share it and help people out.
And like, how is like, are you ever going to become like a coach? Maybe coach at Northern or anywhere in the college realm?
That might, I mean, down the road, well, we never know what can happen. Right now, I don't think I'd be coaching anytime soon. I'm just enjoying my time kind of being out of the sports world, I guess you could say, for a little while. It's kind of nice just being all amped up for many years, being competitive, stuff like that. It's nice to just be able to chill for a few years and just see where life takes me.
But yeah, it's like, you know how much longer? Do you have time?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. I was just making sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're enjoying like life and all that general, like everything's doing good in life and like you're happy to be healthy and not injury, nothing
That's
like if you had to inspire someone like at Northern or in high school from Michigan or Upper Michigan in general, try and make the NFL, what would you tell them?
what would I tell them? That's a great question. I think the thing that I really would want to tell athletes, especially from the UP, is that we can do anything that we want to do. I think there's a common misconception that we can't do what players at bigger schools downstate or in bigger areas can do, but I think we can do anything they can do and we can do it better. That's my opinion. I mean, I think where we grow up, we learn a lot of things already. I mean, we learn a lot of grit, obviously, just with kind of weather situations up here. We learn a lot of life lessons early on that sometimes players in other areas don't learn till later down the line. So I think we have advantages when it comes to that, and I think we have a great community support system here, which helps push, especially me in my journey, it helped push me all the way to the top. So I think we can do whatever we want, especially being from up here. I think there's no barrier whatsoever on anybody from up here doing and reaching whatever level they want to do at whatever they want to do.
Our biggest workout up here is snow shoveling in the wintertime.
Right? That'll get us in shape. That'll prepare us.
That's one way to get ready for football because you have to shovel all that snow.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
anytime, anything, if you want to try to come in the NFL, you probably have to start now. If you ever want to come back in the NFL or maybe go into like the CFL or
Yeah. If
XFL.
I
Like
if I ever wanted to, yeah, it'd be NFL or nothing for
you
me
don't
if I
want to go in those like the spring leagues or Canadian
no,
leagues.
no. I mean, those are great opportunities. Don't get me wrong. But I just know that I hold, my body to a high regard. We only get one body, and I think the NFL provided enough for me for a couple of years to where I could make it worth it in my mind to the wear and tear in the body and the monetary value that you get from the NFL. But other leagues are great opportunities, but just in my mind, I was content with NFL, and if I ever wanted to come back, I would be doing it in the NFL. But I think that time for me is past. I'm happy to be done playing football. I lived it, did what I wanted to do, and now I'm here.
Was it cool seeing your name in like on Madden in Madden?
It was very cool. Yeah, it was in both the two previous versions of Madden. I would have people sending me clips, people that I didn't even know. They would send me clips of, yeah, them subbing me in on a goal line situation and scoring a touchdown, stuff like that. So it was fun.
But yeah, it was like you playing. It's like Madden's like you. I made finally made the Madden. Finally made it in Madden. Like
I know I'm forever in Madden, which would be fun. I can always pull that game out and play it and see myself in there.
just the 25 and 24 are you in? That's the only two you're in.
Yeah, just those two. Yep.
You're not coming to the next one because you're not in the active roster right now.
You're right. Yeah, yeah. I'll just be in those two. Yep.
But yeah, I hope you enjoyed your time in the NFL because it was fun watching your story this past summer, seeing you finally making the spring. Took a picture of yourself on my phone. I saw Witt. It was like cool seeing your name on the jersey.
Oh yeah. No, that's awesome. I appreciate it, Kenny. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Great experience and once in a lifetime. And
Do you still
you
have connections down in Indianapolis? The
I
coaches and
do.
all?
Yeah, yeah. Coaches are great. I know I could reach out to them whenever and just chat with them and stuff like that. I have a great relationship with them. I left on good terms with everybody down there. And
Nobody
that's
was mad. Nobody was like it was all good timing down there, was it?
yeah. I mean, obviously, you talk to people you talk to when you let them know that you're going to be done playing, and they say, "Oh, I wish that you would stay," stuff like that. So I'm sure there was a little bit of disappointment for them, just because they wanted me to stay and develop as a player, and they thought that I could be a starter and a good player in the NFL. But at the end of the day, too, they recognize that everybody has their own decisions and mindset, and they respected my reasoning on not wanting to do it. And yeah, for sure, and it was on good terms with everybody.
But yeah, if you did decide to come back, no, if you did got recalled back from the getting to the 53 man roster, would you still be playing football right now?
I would be, yeah, I would my in my mind, I was if I got called onto the active roster, I was gonna try to push it to the 3 years because the 3 years is where you get your benefits, such as the pension, stuff like that for lifelong benefits. But I knew when I was on practice squad, it was going to be the same wear and tear on the body as being on active roster, but it was not going to give me those benefits at the end of the day. So that was kind of for me the balancing point is I knew if I made active, then I would stay for another year to try to get to that 3 years, right? And then from there I'd probably be done. But for me, it was always about living the experience, setting myself up financially with how I could to start life, and just trying. Number one priority was trying to preserve my body as much as I could.
Well, yeah, speaking of, it's around the Christmas time. How was your Christmas time? Like, gonna have a good Christmas this year?
Yeah, it'll be good. I mean, like you said, and we were recording this a few days before Christmas, but this will be coming out on Christmas Day, you said, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so Merry Christmas to everybody listening. But yeah, Christmas season's been awesome for me. Spending a lot of time with family. It's snowing this year, which is nice. I was down in
Last
Indy
year was
last
like
year.
last year you were not up here, but it was no snow on the ground. Like it was terrible.
That's what I heard, yeah. And it's kind of nice to see the snow for sure. You always need a snowy Christmas, in my opinion, especially up here.
But I heard some stories from some people that they took their lawnmower out on Christmas last year.
That's crazy, especially in the UP, not having a snowblower out, but rather having your lawnmower out on Christmases.
They wanted to say that they did it.
Right. You'll never get the chance to probably say that again. So
Or I heard someone went to the Michigan Tech golf course over at Poors Lake.
they went and played 9 holes over there and yeah, on Christmas Day.
Even it might be closed, but still, they did
What
it because they, you
yeah,
know,
you'd say you did it.
it was just weird last year.
Yeah,
That
very
was
weird.
weird last year.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm heading back to Indianapolis next week because I go to this conference. I'm
Okay.
hoping to go see a tour around the
Yeah.
Colts Stadium.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Yeah, I know they do Lucas Oil Stadium tours. I think you can go online and get tickets for them. They're $10 maybe, something like that. And they take you on a guided tour through the entire, you see the locker room, you get to go up top um in like the media area, you walk around the entirety of the stadium, you go down on the field. It's a pretty fun experience. I'd recommend doing it if you can swing it because it's a great stadium. I
I
love
heard
it.
it's only like $20.
Oh, it's 20. Okay. I thought it was 10, but 20, yeah. Either way, it's worth it in my opinion.
But yeah, if you ever have any connections or anything, let me know because I always want to go meet some of the players.
Yeah, no, heck yeah. Yeah. It's tough because at this point of the season, late in the season, their bodies are beat up. They're trying to make the push for playoffs and they're just so locked in. So outside of football, they don't really have any sort of life at this point in the season. And that's
I
just the
think
life
they're
of the
playing.
NFL.
I think do you still watch Colts games still?
I do, yep.
I think they play the who they play next. I
That's a
think they
good
play the
question.
Titans.
Okay. Yeah, that would make sense. A divisional game.
I think they play
Yeah.
Titans, Giants, and I want to say Houston.
Yeah, Houston would make sense. Usually the last game of the year for them. But you probably know better than I do. I'm the kind of guy who looks on Saturday who's playing on
Oh,
Sunday.
Jaguars.
Okay.
That's a good chance. He was still. That's not. That's an easy chance. They're not. All three teams are not that good this year.
Right, yeah. I mean, if they win out, there's a chance they could bump into playoffs depending on the results of other teams that are in the hunt or in the wild card already.
If they do make the playoffs and like magically make the Super Bowl, do you get a ring or not?
No, no, I don't get one sadly because if I would have been active for 1 week or maybe 3 weeks, I'm not sure. If you were active at all in the year, you would get a ring, but I don't get one sadly.
Ah, well, you'll still root for them
Oh yeah,
regardless.
yeah,
Do you
they'll still
still
be
root?
my
Do
yeah,
you
they'll
ever
be my
root for
favorite
the
team.
Packers still?
A little. I mean, a little bit. The Colts are obviously my favorite team now for the rest of my life. I mean, but I root for the Packers, and I do root for the Lions and the Packers both, just because I grew up a Packers fan, and then it's nice also to see Michigan's team finally winning too. So both those teams I support, but Colts are yeah my favorite team for sure.
The NFC North is very hard this year.
Yeah, between Minnesota, Detroit, and Green Bay, three
I don't
power.
think the Packers are going to win the North, but they can still win the playoffs.
Yeah, for sure. It doesn't matter how you get into the playoffs, honestly. Once you get in, it can be anything can happen from there.
2010 Packers, they were the sixth seed and they won the Super Bowl versus the Steelers. That was a
Well,
crazy.
yeah, well, heck, maybe it'll happen this year. You'll be pretty happy then.
Yeah, I'm a Packer fan still, but I still root to you when you're a Colts.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that, Kenny. Yeah, it was fun. There's a lot of people that I think from the UP were Packers or Lions fans, and that was their primary team, but they still showed the support to me, which was fun.
But yeah, I think we have to end now because I have a timing up here says 6 minutes.
Okay, no, sounds good.
But yeah, I enjoyed this conversation. I'm hoping to get you on my channel for like a live stream and see if we get like many people that do like a Q&A type stream because that'll be like fun to have you talking to other people like a
Hmm.
Q&A.
Yeah, that would be fun. We'll have to coordinate that down the road and get that set up because that'd be fun doing a live event like that.
Because I do my two friends talking sports podcast and like maybe have you on an episode be like a around it's a nighttime episode like it's but
Yeah,
yeah we'll have maybe have you on there talking to
yeah,
us and get like Q&A because I want the fans to hear your story more
yeah,
personally
yeah. That'd be fun. That'd be fun. We'll talk. We'll figure it out.
because I can have all the questions in the world but other people can have amazing questions out there.
Yeah, well, you have some pretty darn good questions yourself too. I always enjoy chatting with you, but yeah, it's fun to see what kind of questions other people have too.
But I'm happy. It's just a longer episode, but it was a great conversation. That I hope everyone make it inspired because I hope you guys listen to it because this was amazing. Finally got like the whole story of pro day to pro day to preseason football and afterlife.
Yeah, yeah, I appreciate it. I don't think anybody's done that with me yet, so you'll be the first one with the entirety of all the story up till what I'm doing right now. So,
But yeah, I'm happy to talk to you ever. But yeah, always think about your UP family when you're in the NFL.
hmm. Yeah, I always tried to. I know the UP's kind of got what got me to where I was, and especially the support. They always supported me, so I always wanted to show my appreciation back if I could.
But yeah, hope you have a good rest of your day and Merry Christmas to everyone.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, everybody, and Merry Christmas to you too, Kenny. Good to chat with you.
But yeah, thank you everyone. I love you guys. I hope you guys have a good Merry Christmas and I always say at the end of my videos, be yourself, don't be others. Just be
Yep.
yourself. Like when you're in a NFL, be yourself. Don't make pretend there's nobody in around you. Like be yourself, right?
Mhm. Yeah, absolutely. It's a great way to live.
But yeah, I'm gonna stop ending the. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. But I don't know. I'm losing my mind. But yeah, thank you everyone. See you guys next video later.